Activision devs do not play their own game. It's not your dad doesn't support you.
You should know, you worked at a coffee shop, you stupid bitch.
My name is Casey, and absolutely not fucking Tanner, because my parents don't hate me that much.
Hey, did they have just 8 patches lined up, but they just didn't release them because they were on break? No, you moron kids.
Then we'll, of course, get into it. Change your fucking name and get scammed. He's feeling under the weather.
I probably won't say another word until Stay Humble, so have a good pod, Raz. I'll be here listening.
Got it. We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 210. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon.
Yo.
I am joined in body but not in spirit by my good friend Tanner with an excellent item on his torso. He's equipped an excellent item on his torso.
Well, not even in body, because your grid fam's frozen because you have something over it.
Got it.
So yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was wondering.
Am I torsoed up?
Yeah, you're torsoed up. Same hat on as always, of course.
Nope. Different one than the last 2 pods.
It's not.
Okay.
And welcome to the show. So before we get started, if you're new here, if you're a new listener, we timestamp the episode. Excuse me. I timestamp the episodes. So if you wanted to skip to any particular section, you can always feel free to do that. On YouTube, it's in the video description, or you can just see it by scrubbing. And on apps, it is in the show notes, just like the description of the episode, basically. So with that said, welcome to the show. Not a lot to talk about today, honestly. One of the lightest weeks ever in Call of Duty, not in Call of Duty history, but in the history of this podcast. I mean, the lightest.
Well, we have a couple patches. There's a couple things to go over. There's no news, but there's some changes.
We did get a patch, 5 minutes ago, as always happens. We do it on Thursday. We get the patch on Thursday. We do it on Wednesday. We get it Wednesday afternoon, which is actually probably better than not. So I'm kind of glad. But nonetheless, there are some things to talk about, which we're going to do. But first, a couple of absolute announcements. Welcome to our new gold patrons, Witty Tut. I like that name. I don't know why. I just like it. Witty Tut. Like a witty Tutankhamun, witty pharaoh, witty sovereign ruler, god king. They were like demigods or god kings, maybe both. I don't know. Anyways, Witty Tut. Maybe we should ask him. Welcome, buddy. Keenan W. I don't know what your avatar is. Is that a Harambe avatar? The resolution's just terrible on Patreon, but I'm assuming that's a Harambe. It's definitely a gorilla, right? Definitely a gorilla. Yeah. So, justice for Harambe, indeed. Keenan, and welcome. Excuses is his name. Got it. Change it. And John W. Never heard of that one before. And also change it. But, boys, welcome to the absolute Patreon, patreon.com/thedropshot. 7 bonus episodes a month. And we appreciate you, boys. But who we appreciate more is Ryan P. upgrading to platinum. Let's absolutely go. Ryan, thank you very much. King, much appreciated. Enjoy those 2 extra bonus eps per month. It's a lot of content. A lot of fire fucking content, and Ryan, it's all available to you, dude. Thank you very much for the upgrade, and also being fiscally responsible, as he should, as all of you should do. Welcome to our new upgraded annual Damascus fucking patron, Simply Just SP, longtime listener, longtime friend of the pod, in chat right the fuck now, in fact. Which doesn't happen often. It does happen sometimes when the most degenerate, lazy, wasting their employer's time at work listeners which is most of you really, are in chat during the podcast. Simply just SP. Welcome aboard, buddy. Glad to have you. Thank you very much for that annual fucking Damascus sign up. And by the way, you save 16% if you go annual at any tier, which was the max discount we could give you guys. We did the most Patreon would let us. So SP, getting fiscally responsible. Thank you very much, dude. Much appreciated. Also, Ryan P, the same Ryan P who is now platinum, made a generous contribution to the program. He sent us a couple United States dollars, and there was a message attached. And I will read the message. Instructions from buyer. You guys are awesome, but fuck you. Get scammed. Here's 20 bucks. $20 bucks. So 20 bucks. Let's go, Ryan. Thank you very much, brother. Now, I believe it's you getting scammed, not us. I'm not quite sure you understand how this works. You get scammed, and we'll take your money, and thank you very much, dude. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Very generous, and thank you once again, dude, for the support. Yeah, we love that. We appreciate that. You can always donate. We're always accepting donations, and we need them now more than ever, by the way, Borpa business, because the Federal Reserve is coming to fuck our asses in a deep and meaningful way. I mean, really fuck our asses. Yeah. We met with Sandy, I think, or some shit. I don't know.
Not even close.
Yeah, well, maybe it's better. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Of some tax fucking thing. And she was explaining to us the absolute host of things we've been doing wrong up until now. And I'm talking a lot. A lot
basically
of things.
Doing nothing right, actually.
It's really that simple. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Absolutely nothing right, in fact. So she said, I'm going to clean up this disaster for you at a premium, of course. So cool.
Yeah.
And then also you guys are going to get fucked on your taxes, which is just fantastic. And I'm super excited about it. And I'm still kind of confused. Don't understand everything. Not sure what we have to do. I don't know how expenses work, because she's telling us, okay, tell me your personal expenses. So for example, Tanner's internet, and then also tell me what your business expenses are, which is also Tanner's internet. I didn't know you could submit expenses for your personal life. Like, I thought expenses things were only for businesses. Like, I didn't know you could just write off like rent or whatever, or your
well, like the
internet.
Twitch stuff is considered personal. That's why. So it's still personal, but that's still like for work, technically. That's how the government considers it, I think. Yeah.
Nope, you explained it. That makes sense. Okay. That makes perfect sense, actually. Okay, I see what you're saying. Cool. All right. Well, good. So now I have no questions, but the Fed is still going to fuck our asses, and I'm not super excited about it. How did you enjoy learning about how much we will be robbed by the state at hashtag end the Fed, Tanner?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't shocking. It's obviously we knew we weren't going to get anything back, or even. Not, yeah. Ian, it's so yeah, it's a disaster, but it's pretty much what I expected. So not really shocking. It's just a disaster.
We did get one piece of good news, though. Literally just one. And my first question to her was, hey, miss, you know what the franchise tax board is, right? She goes, yeah. And I'm embellishing a little bit. I say, can we write off that expense? And she said, yes, you can. And that was nice. So we went from operating at a profit to a loss because of the franchise tax board. So we're not going to have to pay shit. That's a joke. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was interesting. It was illuminating. We're going to have to change a lot about how we do things, but that's a topic for the next behind the scenes episode if anyone's interested in that. on the Patreon. Yeah. So once again, patreon.com/thedropshot. 7 bonus episodes a month, depending on the tier you join at. We do monthly hangouts and more. You can see the website for details. It is the best way to support the show. Patreon.com/thedropshot. And we thank all of our new patrons and Ryan for the dono on top as well. Now, last announcement, I think, is a twofold announcement. There will not be another podcast this week. We are only doing this podcast this week. And on Saturday, instead of the podcast, we are hosting the Dropshot Invitational number 4. Caldera Trios No KD Cap Mini Royale Tournament. Winner take all. Not really winner take all, actually. The rules are posted. All, yeah, it's absolutely not winner take all. Winner take some, winner take most. But we've got, I think, 19 teams. The max you could have is 25. So this will feel very similar to a pub lobby mini royale game in terms of player density. And once again, I think I said this before, but I was kind of annoyed that we didn't get full BR. But then I thought, I'd rather have like an almost full mini royale than a very empty full-size BR. So I think this is actually going to be pretty goddamn fun. And I am way more excited now at the prospect of mini royale than, you know, I had been prior to learning we were definitely going to be doing that. That tournament is on Saturday, March 5th, 1 p.m. Pacific time at thedropshot.com/live. We're going to be live streaming the whole thing. We have a sick overlay. It's going to be an entire absolute production. We've got sponsors. We've got prize pools. We've got teams. And it's going to be our first community tournament we've ever done without any KD cap whatsoever. So we're also going to be able to test the hypothesis of, will the highest KD team win? Will they even do well? We'll see. We'll see, but we don't know, and a lot of things can happen, especially in Mini Royale. Saturday, March 5th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, thedropshot.com/live. So there will be no episode. Be there live for that, because it's going to be really fun and exciting. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Dropshot Invitational number 4, Tanner?
Yeah, I think Mini is going to be dope. It's better than if we had 78 people, 80 people in a regular BR. Some team's going to get wiped within the first 30 seconds, and then they're going to be spectating for the next 30 minutes as they watch the team that wiped them not get in a gunfight for 15 minutes. So, yeah, you know, it would be very intense at the end, but all in all, Mini Royale is going to be way more exciting, way more intense, a lot of action and stuff. It's going to be cool to see like where these circles go and shit too. If it's like all capital, that'll be like super exciting the entire time. Things like that. So yeah, I'm excited for it. We will be changing some stuff. We probably should have already done that, but it's not really that important for you guys, because it won't change how anybody plays really. It's just we're probably going to change up some of the placement points. Like right now, up until 10th place gets placement points, that's going to change if there's only 20 teams, not 10 teams are not getting placement points. So that may be cut down to like 5 or 6 teams. We'll probably do that tomorrow and then let you guys know in the tournament section of Discord. But there will be some small changes. But other than that, there's still no rules, no KD cap. We're probably extending it from 4 matches to like 5 or 6, I would imagine, because 4 will go by very fast. Yeah, so probably 6 then. But yeah, I think it'll be exciting.
That's pretty much all we would change in terms of rules, unless we're gonna like comb through the document again tomorrow and sit down and kind of decide on that. But yeah, we're gonna change. Definitely 4th through 10th will not be getting placement points. I'm thinking, yeah, 4th through 5th, maybe 6th. We'll see. And we might change the values of those placement points too, because there are fewer possible kills. So we probably would maybe, if we're going to change the placement points, we will lower the total. So instead of 12 for first place, maybe we're going to make that 10 or 8. But we're going to go through that, and maybe we'll do 6 matches as well. I think we probably will.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. None of this is set in stone. But we will amend the rules document, and when we do, we'll let you guys know in Discord in the tournament resources section. By the way, let me also remind you guys. Team captains, you guys have to be in the Discord, and you have to have your Patreon account linked to your Discord account, because one of the rules is after every match, you take a screenshot of the results and you post it in score reporting. We will be saying this again before the tournament starts on Saturday, but that is where Otzi, whom you can contact with all your questions, and absolutely not me. Well, Tanner, I guess, I don't care. But Otzi's running the tournament. He's the guy to go to with questions. He's the one who's going to be collating all this data from Discord. And you can't post in that channel unless your Patreon account is linked. So do that beforehand, because that's how we're going to be getting all the scores and all the data to place everybody. So please join the Discord if you haven't already. Link the Patreon account. There's a tournament resources section. Score reporting will be the channel you're posting those screenshots in. So make sure that's all done, because it won't work if you're not linked, if your Patreon and your Discord aren't linked. And if you have questions on that, there is a step-by-step guide with pictures also in the Discord. So just join the Discord, go to new patron onboarding, and I have steps 1 through whatever, 5 on how to link it. It's very easy. It'll only take you 30 seconds. It's very intuitive, and you should be able to do it without any help, because it's incredibly easy. But if you don't, I've got the guide for that too. So just join the Discord, link those up. What were you going to say?
Do we have an overlay?
Yes.
Okay, because that last one we made, the intermission screen was specific for that tournament. It had the rules on it, so that's not going to work for this. Just realized that.
We'll look into it tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. Maybe we can contact Al.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to do a little emergency contact Al. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we are, huh?
That's fine. It's not a big deal. Hopefully he can do it. Hopefully he's willing to do it.
He can't and it won't. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Tournament's gonna be a lot of fun. Very excited, and be there live for sure, because we haven't done one in quite a while. So other than that, Tanner, any announcements from you?
Nope.
You're listening for the jingle. It's too late. It already started. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Devolica with the 5 gifted subs. Let's absolutely go. Happy to be here, he said once. Happy to have you here, man. Very extremely kind and generous of you, Devolica. Thank you very much, dude, for the 5 gifted. Hitfire with the gifted sub as well. Thank you, buddy. Love you and appreciate you. Captain Carmega with the resub. Prime 5 months. A king and a Chad. Thank you, Carmega. Thank you, Hitfire. And Devolica also with the 10 United States dollar donation towards your 1099 bullshit form. We have, what, 12 1099s between us? A lot of 1099s. So that does help. Thank you very much, Devolica. I appreciate it, dude. All you guys, thanks for your absolute support. All right, let's get into it. So, we got a patch this afternoon, very recently, for Warzone, and we are going to go through this right now. Now, I have not seen these patch notes myself yet, but we're going to go through them, because I don't think it's a very big patch. It's not. Oh, this was in here. We could do it now. That's fine. So this was on March 2nd, a little update. There are going to be some Vanguard Royale adjustments coming on March 3rd by the time most of you hear this. And I'm just going to read everything they've written here. We have been happy with the response to Vanguard Royale LTM and are releasing further balancing refinements this week based on your feedback on the gameplay experience to date. When Vanguard Royale re-enters the playlist rotation for all squad sizes tomorrow, the 3rd, you can expect the following changes. Core player health will be increased to 150, up from 100. Including armor, players will now have a total health pool of 300 instead of 250. And then they've written, we agree with the feedback that the time to kill has crept beyond the sweet spot and hope that this adjustment will improve player experience and sentiment. This change comes parallel to additional weapon balancing that remains a key focus for the team. So let's start with this. This is kind of odd to me. I'll start by saying this is a great change. Really happy with it. There are the one unintended consequence that you need to be careful of, though, is that snipers, as far as I know, are still going to be a one-shot headshot. So when you make the time to kill slower, but a sniper still has the exact same time to kill, this is a pretty big buff to snipers. Now, this is also in Vanguard Royale, and the snipers there are just not as good as like the SPR or the Swiss. So there's a little bit of an offset there, but still, this is a massive buff to snipers in Vanguard Royale. And that's something you guys should perhaps keep in mind. But also, this is just really surprising to me. 150 health from 100. 50 health is probably 2 bullets to kill for most guns extra to get a kill. So every gun now is going to have roughly 2 more bullets need to hit to get that kill. And something we learned when Iron Trials had first come out is that gun A can have a faster time to kill than gun B in regular Warzone. But if you increase the health, like in Iron Trials, then all of a sudden gun B actually has a faster time to kill than gun A, based on how many shots to kill it is, fire rate, damage values, etc., which changes the calculus and it can change the meta quite a lot. And this isn't Iron Trials. This is regular Vanguard Royale. And 50 health is a fair bit different. So what are your thoughts on this change? And this is for Vanguard Royale only, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, in our opinion, this is a fantastic change. Anything to slow down the time to kill, I think, is a good change. It does suck it's only in Vanguard Royale because Vanguard Royale is terrible. But, you know, it's kind of weird it's in Vanguard Royale, too, because there's some of the Vanguard Royale guns that are, like, broken overpowered. Like the PPSH was killing way too fast and stuff like that. But then, like, the other ARs and stuff are just trash. So the time to kill is really going to feel very slow in that game mode now. I mean, the auto is going to have a 2-second time to kill, essentially.
Yeah.
It's going to take the whole 75 round drum mag to get one full. So that'll be interesting to see. Regardless, though, I think it's good because Vanguard Royale is like their testing ground. That's kind of what we said before. They can fuck things up there. They can make weird changes and then possibly implement into full BR. So my hope is that this is eventually coming to full BR, but I don't know, because they've done so many like weapon balancing updates that now if they just simply increase the health by 50 in regular BR, it would kind of make all of that weapon balancing they've been doing for the last 3 months completely useless.
Maybe.
Because it's like, you could have started with increasing the health and kind of gone from there.
I agree.
But so much more work doing that. So if they end up increasing the health, they wasted a shitload of time doing that, because far less guns probably would have need to have been touched if they were going to up or increase the health anyway. So yeah, this is a great change. I'm excited to see how this plays out. It sucks that it's in Vanguard Royale, but you know, they got to test it somewhere. So yeah, this is a great change.
So that's a theory you and I have both been saying, and that I have agreed with. I think you said it, and I agreed with it. I'm not so sure now, though. And that is that they are using Vanguard Royale as a quasi-beta server for adjustments they might make to regular BR. We've been saying that for a while with all the shit they change in Vanguard Royale, but don't change in regular BR. And now I'm beginning to wonder, is it because have we seen anything that got added to Vanguard Royale only and then later went to regular BR also? Because I don't think we've seen that yet. Because I agreed with you that, like, yeah, they made this change to Vanguard. They're going to bring it to regular BR, probably, or they're testing it. Oh, they did this to Vanguard, or whatever. Like, we've said that like 3 times now, and it still hasn't happened as far as I can remember. Do you remember anything?
I feel like there have been some things. I can't think of any, though, right now, no. I'm trying to think of some of the things that have happened.
Yeah, and if anyone here live right now can tell us anything that got added to Vanguard Royale first and then regular BR later. I don't know if that's happened yet.
Yeah, or even like slightly changed and then added to regular BR. I can't think of anything right now, though, no.
I can't either. So hopefully, and the reason this is important is because this is cool and all, but I also don't fucking care at all if it's never going to come to regular BR, because I don't want to play Vanguard Royale.
It's so weird because it keeps bringing people back and forth between the game modes. When the game launched, all the pros liked Vanguard Royale because they were sick of the old guns. Like a month ago, it shifted to, holy shit, Vanguard Royale is trash. We're back on regular BR. Now, this is going to get them all, again, going back to Vanguard Royale and probably liking that better because of this change alone, because that's what they want to see as a slower time to kill overall. So it's kind of just weird. You're like, I don't know. It's just like drastic changes back and forth that get people playing one mode or the other and like not ever kind of sticking with one.
Yeah.
Just odd.
It is weird. And I really do hope that this does come to regular BR. I agree with your point about weapon balance. Like, if you're gonna, you need to balance guns around like total health for the most part. And if they're gonna increase the total health, it's like, okay, well, this change really buffed some guns and nerfed others without touching the guns themselves, undoubtedly. Yeah. So, well, definitely start with that for sure.
But it's just funny too, because they say we agree with the feedback that the time to kill is crept beyond the sweet spot. But it's like people have been talking about that for months now. And it's like, and then now they decide to do it, and then only Vanguard Royale. It's like, what? I mean, people have been talking about that since Verdansk, that the time to kill in this game is too fast. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So I hope this comes to regular BR sooner rather than later, or at least at all. That would be really cool. But another worry you might have with increasing health is that the slower the time to kill, the more often you're going to die to a cheater. Now, I will also add, if someone's cheating and Ricochet isn't making you invisible, you're dead 95 out of 100 times anyway.
You're dead either way.
But if the time to kill is like doubled, then you're dead, 995 out of 1,000 times. So, I don't know. But I don't think that's that big of a consideration for this. Overall, I'm not mad about this. I just, again, hope it comes to regular BR. So let's go back to the notes here. UAVs are now available in Vanguard Royale at buy stations for $9,000, up from $6,000, which is up from originally $4,000, which is kind of crazy. We've seen both sides of feedback with the previous change to remove UAVs wholesale from buy stations. Nice pun. Some players liking the more traditional BR pacing, whilst others missing the ability to more readily push a team in the mid-game. We are excited by this compromise where UAVs will remain accessible, but less inclined to be so readily exploitable. Let's keep that energy for cluster strikes, by the way. Our goal with both of these changes is to deliver a more balanced, fair, and engaging experience. We will continue to monitor the impact of these changes and make additional updates where required. What are your thoughts on this? UAVs coming back, but for 9K in Vanguard Royale.
It seems like there's so much money in Vanguard Royale anyways that it won't really matter. But maybe I guess there's probably been even more money recently because no one's buying UAV. So, I mean, you see, if if you go to anyone's stream and they're playing Vanguard Royale, they have like $20,000. So I don't think it matters if there's 6,000 or 9,000 with the amount of money on the ground. It really doesn't make a difference. I mean, you will, I'm sure, see a little less UAVs in general, but I mean, they're still going to be all over the place. $3,000 in Vanguard Royale is like nothing. That's opening up one chest basically. So I think this is nice though that they kind of did try to do a compromise, because like they said, I've actually seen both sides of it on Twitter. Like a lot of the pro scene says, I love it without UAVs. This feels like a core BR, like a regular BR, but you know, it's also Call of Duty anyways.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, this is fucking stupid and boring without UAVs. Like, there's nothing to do. You have all this money, nothing to buy. I mean, what's, you know, it's just slow and a boring pace. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually changes it up. But I don't think, I think a lot of people will just be constantly popping UAVs again, because that's not a huge difference in money.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of agree. I think it's good. I think it is like a pretty fair compromise. Because also, like, dude, 9K for a UAV, it's 10K for a loadout. So it's like, it's going to be expensive. It's steep. So there will be fewer of them than when there were 6K. But they'll at least be available if you're really rich. So I think this is a fine compromise. Yeah, that should be good. I don't know. And then a bunch of bug fixes as well. Fix collision issues, allowing players to exploit peek or shoot through them. It's like shooting you under the map, maybe. Let's see. Oh, this is good. Fixed an issue with elements at Chemical Factory to improve system performance and reduce hitching. This has been really bad, so hopefully this is actually working better, because Chemical Factory is where all the loot is, and it's where all the lag is.
That's also where my game crashed a couple times. Now that I think about it,
has something to do.
I feel
with
like it was
area.
all around Chemical Factory.
Yeah.
For sure, one of the times that I got that hard crash where I had to turn off my entire PC, I remember it was at Chemical, because I thought it was just the normal lag at first, and then it just froze. So yeah, hopefully that's fixed.
Yeah, for sure. Fixed an issue with the Wade bundled up operator skin appearing headless. Good. And then what is Submachine Gun Charlie? Some SMG from Vanguard was incorrectly affecting locational multiplier, so it was doing more or less. Oh, this is very good. Fixed an issue causing the Bren's 705 Royal Barrel to bypass its intended damage fall off. So once again, the Bren now has a damage drop off. That makes the gun a lot less good. So that's a very good bug fix as well. The Bren got fixed, so now it's going to be a lot worse than it has been. So that's really good.
That's fantastic. That SMG, by the way, according to our chart, is the MP40. So I don't know if it was doing less damage in certain areas or more, but I'd never even heard about that. So whatever it is, it's fixed. Probably wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah. And then some Nebula 5 bugs they've said they fixed. And that's pretty much it. So I was hoping to see something about the reticles not being aligned.
Nope.
Could have been a stealth change or something, or it just didn't happen. I don't know. And then...
Well, that's only been bugged for 3 months. Why do you think it would have changed?
Yeah, amen. And then last, the XM4 in Cold War, which a lot of people in our community have been using in Warzone. The XM4, saying it fucks, it fries, it's their favorite gun. Neck damage multiplier, 1.5 down to 1.33. So it has been nerfed a little bit. I would venture to say the XM4 is still quite good, but I'd probably use a Cold War AK instead. So that did get nerfed a little bit. Again,
Cold War AK just sliding under the radar.
Yep.
I think it's coming, though. I think a nerf to it will be coming in a few weeks. Because now the C58, the XM4, what's going to be next? Cold War AK, probably.
I think so. Yeah.
This is actually, I think, pretty big for the XM4, because the XM4 doesn't have a ton of recoil. So a lot of people were probably... You know, they would kind of aim for center chest. They end up getting a bunch of neck shots, causing it to kill a lot faster. So this is, I don't know. I think this may actually be kind of bad for it. Make it quite a bit worse, but we'll see.
Maybe. Yeah. The neck multiplier zone is bigger than it sounds.
Yeah.
When you look at like the actual hitbox versus the neck. So yeah, it could be pretty big, but I even before this nerf, I think the Cold War AK was better anyway. So use that before that gets nerfed.
I think is
because Tanner's right. Too. That thing is absolutely going to get nerfed soon. Probably not bad. I mean, but
yeah. What else would be nerfed next? I mean, the EM2's already gotten nerfed a couple times since Caldera came out, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's got to be the Cold War
I definitely
AK
see
up next.
Yeah. I never see an EM2. I never see that gun. Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people running it. Yeah, it still hits hard. I think it just has a lot of recoil in that. Reloads so quick. You know, it has a lot of it's good, but I think just maybe the recoil now is what holds it back.
Yeah. So next, this is a hidden patch note. A new glitch was discovered by streamers this week, according to Charlie Intel's Twitter, that allowed players to put Vanguard weapon perks on Modern Warfare and Black Ops weapons in Call of Duty Warzone. And we actually maybe have a clip for you if I can pull this up. Streamers shared videos proving that the glitch exists, where you can add a bonus attachment to almost any gun in Warzone. It was proven that after a weapon is built with 5 attachments, you can then add another Vanguard perk on top of it. So people have been putting the Gung Ho weapon perk from the PPSH, for example, on the Finn LMG with a crossbar and just absolutely dunking on people. I'm actually going to pull up a clip for you guys here. If you take a look at your screen, you guys can see this. But this is a tweet from at STMXVII, change it obviously. And this is a fun and exciting little compilation here of this young man using a variety of guns, 2 guns, but this first one here, this is the Finn with a crossbar, and he is absolutely running circles on people with a light machine gun, by the way, and downing people very quickly because he has Vanguard Gung Ho on a gun that is 3 years old. Now we see him doing it with the OTS. Yeah, I thought that was a Milano for some reason. Just absolutely insanely overpowered. And then the rest is just cool snipes. So this is what happens when you take an engine and a game that was made to be played with that game's guns and then add guns to that game. 2 years later, dumb, crazy shit like this happens. These dumb glitches or bugs or whatever that allow you to put Vanguard perks on Cold War and Modern Warfare guns. There are a lot of spicy, fun, and exciting clips on the internet. You can get real creative with this, or you can just make a gun really good. I mean, an OTS-9 with Gung Ho, that's fucking ridiculous. And Gung Ho, the weapon perk, for those of you who don't know, allows you to sprint while firing. So you can run really fast inside and literally circle people while you're hip firing them, and they just don't have a chance. This is fun and exciting, huh, Tanner?
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know how someone found out how to do this, but they did, and now everyone's doing it. It's like you have 2 Vanguard guns. I don't know if you can put 2 perks on each gun. I'm not sure. But it's like you shoot a few bullets with each, you drop the guns, then you pick up your new guns that you want those perks on, so you can get like a Cold War AK or something. And then when you shoot that thing, you can have like tight grip on it. And it does work on the guns. They have like 0 recoil, so it helps a lot. I mean, just the weirdest shit. How do people find this stuff out, man? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, how would someone ever find that out? Shooting your guns, dropping them, picking up new ones. It's so weird, man. But so, yeah, there's a lot of people doing this right now. I've seen a ton of clips of it. It's just like, it sucks because like one issue is like fixed and then it's just always something else. Like the broken PPSH is fixed. Now this is going on. It's just always something. There's always something wrong ruining the game, I swear.
Yeah, there is. There is, absolutely. And we talked about this, you know, when we were talking about them delaying in our last episode, I believe, or 2 episodes ago, 208. We were talking about Warzone 2 and them delaying Call of Duty for an entire year. You know, it's going to be good in the long run because they're going to design a game knowing that they're going to integrate multiple titles into it, so shit like this happens less often. This is terribly unsurprising. I am with you. I don't know how the fuck people discover these things, but you've also got, you know, millions of players every day. Someone's bound to just get lucky and like randomly just do this and notice it, you know. I wonder if anyone had done this glitch, didn't notice they did it, and they were like, man, I had a really good game that game, and their AK just had no fucking recoil at all. It makes you wonder. But
well, anyways, I guess it really
good.
Guess it wouldn't be that hard to figure out, because if people are shooting, I don't know how soon you have to do it all, but like maybe if you just shoot your guns and then drop them on the ground, pick up your new loadout, maybe it's that simple. Because like all the videos make it seem like, oh, you shoot, drop them, pick up your loadout. But if there's like no timer to that, then essentially anyone that's been shooting their guns and then dropping them before they pick out their second loadout, we're getting those perks on those other guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't that hard to figure out. And then, like you said, somebody knows, like, holy shit, why does my gun have no recoil? And they eventually someone put it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a bug that is in the game. Raven has tweeted that they are aware that this is in the game and they are working on it. This was 4 days ago, or 2 days ago, excuse me. So not at a fix yet. And I feel for the devs, because how the fuck do you fix this? You know? Like, this seems like a very difficult type of bug to fix. And until they do, Warzone is pretty dog shit. Because if someone's using, you know, guns that were meant to have recoil with none, it's annoying. And it's cringe, and everything's just unintended, you know?
Yep, exactly.
Just make shit super powerful. So, yeah, Raven's aware of the issue. Hopefully they can figure it the fuck out soon. But until then, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So also we got a little blog post from CallOfDuty.com. Talking about
I read
Iron Trials.
all of this, so if you want me to hit the only important parts, I can, because most of it's just bullshit. Okay.
Take it away. Take it away.
Yeah, so this is a blog post from Call of Duty today. It says Iron Trials returns. They said soon. Charlie Intel said it's coming tomorrow, but I didn't see anywhere in this article saying it's actually coming tomorrow, but Charlie said it is, and it is. So yeah, so to start off here, they say a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. Rebirth Iron Trials, everyone knows, longer time to kill, everything costs more, no free loadout, etc. So something interesting here is, although it is not the end for Rebirth Island, you may want to drop back in before a familiar foe brings the largest updates to this map since release. Don't get too lost in nostalgia, though. You have an elite challenge and a badass calling card to win. So that sentence right there, interesting. You may want to drop back in before a familiar foe brings updates to this map. That makes it sound like it's something, which there's some people now thinking, is this the King Kong Godzilla shit? Is that how Rebirth is going to change? There's going to be something with one of those, and then that's what causes the changes to the map? I'm not sure. That's what, because the foe thing makes it's not just map changes. There's going to be some lore behind this, whatever it is. There's other people thinking it's something to do with the Cold War storyline.
Yeah.
I think parts of the map like blowing up or something. So we don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't know. That was kind of interesting, because I just assumed Rebirth would have changes and we would load up one day and it'd be different, and that's it. But there's going to be some sort of lore behind it. We just don't know what.
This is kind of exciting. So yeah, when I hear familiar foe, the only person in like the lore who ever changed a map single-handedly was that dude who blew up parts of downtown and created the fissure. So maybe that guy is on his bullshit again, and he's putting
on his bullshit. Yeah, we don't care about the lore.
He's
know
putting
about it, so I don't even know what you're talking
at
about.
Prison or whatever. That's the only thing that I could see this being.
Are you talking about that Cold War operator with like glasses? The dude
looks like Bane.
Wears like sunglasses.
Yeah, I don't know. No, that's Adler. He's one of the good guys. There's like the bad guy.
Because I saw some people talking about Adler though. So I don't know.
Oh,
yeah, whatever. So anyways, there's going to be some lore behind this. Maybe we'll see a cutscene. Maybe there will be some new bundles. I don't know what it is. Yeah, if it's... Yeah, there have been people talking about King Kong Godzilla, but if that was it, that would... Like, the full bundles would have probably already been leaked by now. Because those get found, like, weeks before.
Foes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not familiar, technically, to the story. So yeah, that's cool. So something's happening. It's not just map changes. Continuing on here, a bunch of other...
This is after Rebirth is done, by the way. Or, excuse me, after Iron Trials.
Yeah.
So this won't affect Iron Trials. The map will be the same.
Yeah, so everything else, pretty much standard Iron Trial stuff. Loadouts cost more. You can buy specialists for 30,000. No one's going to find that on Rebirth ever. No free loadouts. No helicopters. Only ATVs are available on the island. This may have changed from before. The amount of cash retained on death has been increased from 20 to 30%. People will keep more of their hard-earned cash. That's a good change, because I was going to say, if one of your teammates is full dead, you will never regain or have a chance to win unless the person left alive is fucking demonic. But it's going to be so difficult to regain on a small map like Rebirth. All of the money will just be gone. So I think that's a good change that they obviously thought through to keep more cash upon death. So moving on, base health increase, blah, blah. Your starting weapons are a top break pistol and the sawtooth melee. Cool. So this isn't confirmed, but what people assume is that the ground loot guns are going to be Cold War guns, but you can use any custom loadout. Because remember in that previous vlog, they had talked about that it was Cold War weaponry. Yes. And I didn't find anything in this article that specifically said that, but that's what it seems like people are assuming. Cold War ground loot, which is odd, but then custom loadouts. So whatever, I guess. What else here? I think that was pretty much it. Other stuff. Single headshot from a sniper will down an enemy if they're in 30 meters.
Same as last time.
Same as last time. Loadout restrictions in the Gulag. No tactical or no stun, stuff like that. And then that, I believe, was pretty much it. Then they give you some tips that don't matter and probably aren't good.
Yeah, the tips don't matter.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
One other thing here, too, for stims. The regen rate is decreased by 50%. That's how it was last time. Upon taking non-incendiary direct damage from another player, the stim's increased health regeneration effects will be canceled, and standard health regeneration will begin, which can then be disrupted by any source of damage. That is new, because I remember thinking it used to... I always thought it worked like as soon as you take damage, the stim is just stopped. The regen is stopped. But Bango posted a clip, and that was absolutely not the case. You regen right through bullets. Now you won't. That is a pretty big nerf to stims, which I think is probably good, because if someone, I don't know, if we're doing heads up, we see each other, we both have full health, I might just pre-stim and then start shooting you. And I'm going to just be like a Propital. Like I'm just going to be...
it's like popping a Propital.
Yeah, actually, like taking all that damage and just not dying. So I think that's a good change, and that's something to consider. Maybe use another tactical, probably not, honestly, but still, it's something to keep in mind, so. And
then the other thing also, movement speed bonus from that is down to 3% from 8%. So you won't zoom and move around as quickly as you can right now.
Yes, correct.
But yeah, I think the reason also people are assuming it's Cold War ground loot is because all of these screenshots they have posted from this, all of the operators are holding Cold War guns in all of it. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of their way of saying Cold War ground loot. You can use whatever you want.
There, yeah,
So yeah, Mac 10. So this is exciting. If you care about Iron Trials, I mean, we said before this sounds like worst possible Iron Trial scenario. Rebirth Island duos sounds awful, but people like Iron Trials. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Maybe not. I don't know. I'd be interested in trying this to see how it plays out. Maybe it'll be better than I'm thinking, but I don't know. Rebirth Island duos in general, no matter what the game mode is, I think just isn't fun.
Super sweaty. And yeah, you get super punished if you don't get loadout right away. If you're just in trouble off rip, it's so hard to regain, which is why they made the cash thing. So the changes they have made from the last iteration of Iron Trials to now, I think are good, and I like them. But I'm kind of with Tanner. I don't really care that much. Once they do like a ranked mode, I'll be way more interested in those details. This is like some LTM. Cool, good changes, whatever. What I'm more excited about is Rebirth Island changing. That's going to be really cool. Because that map has never really changed.
No.
It did get one change. There used to not be a control center. It used to be like under construction.
Yeah, that was construction. That change. I think there was another little change.
There were a couple little things at that time, but it didn't really change the map very much, whatever happened at that time. And then the visibility got better, but that wasn't like an actual map change. But they're like hyping this shit up a lot, and it's going to change the map a lot. And the Rebirth Island map is good for what it is, I think. I think it's great for what it is, actually. You kind of do want a fuck ton of buildings if it's going to be that small of a map, because you got to be able to take cover when the player density is so high. But still,
for sure.
I could go for something new and refreshing on that front, and that'll be cool to see. But it is, again, weird that they're going to be doing this, and then in, what, 6 months, Warzone 2 comes out or something? Like, I don't know. It's very strange.
Well,
but I'll take it.
6 months, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
But yeah, moving on. So that's it with that. That's pretty cool. The other thing here we had was there was an update to Vanguard ranked play, which has actually been getting some pretty positive feedback from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So they fixed an issue to prevent pre-match disconnects that was happening a lot.
I'd be so mad.
And then they implemented new skill rating and ladder point penalties for players who are quitting out of matches. I was seeing so much of this. So there was no penalties on. I don't know how you launch a ranked mode and that should be like the first thing you think of is a leaving early penalty. There's no penalties. So people, if they were losing and right before the game would end, they would leave the game and they would get no penalty for it. They would be able to queue right up. They wouldn't lose any points. They wouldn't gain anything.
Whoa.
That is fucking minute one of designing a ranked mode. That's how I'm pretty sure every ranked mode of any game is. That's how Counter-Strike was.
Absolutely.
If I knew I wasn't going to play Counter-Strike for a while, I would rage quit out of my ranked mode if we were getting destroyed and I was on a shit team. If you did that like too many times in a short period of time, I got banned one time from playing ranked for like 7 or 10 days because I did it too many times. And so it works in helping people leave if you care about that. If you're not playing every day, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to grief my team. Because that would happen. Your entire team would back out. So it's like, cool. It's like 1 versus 5. What am I supposed to do? And then you just leave and then you get a penalty for it. Yeah. Stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, our minute one of designing a ranked mode, they forgot it on launch, but now it's there. So that's fantastic.
That is super weird.
And you do get penalties. So I've seen like screenshots of people, having like little countdowns or little timers for shit. So that is big. And then they also just recently, like right as we were going live, they made another little patch to it. They've adjusted how skill rating gains and losses are calculated to make them more predictable. I guess people were losing too much skill rating, more than they gained after completing their 5 skill evaluation matches. That's like when they rank you. And then they adjusted the disconnect and quitting penalties. Before you were like used to lose like 25 skill points and now it's 50. So, you lose skill points for leaving and then you also get a cooldown for when you can queue again. So those are good changes to ranked mode.
Yeah, for sure. Another one thing Overwatch does is, which is another Blizzard title, by the way. First of all, there are penalties to leaving ranked games. But also, if you're in a ranked match and one of your teammates leaves, then if one of your teammates leaves, then you can leave without any penalty aside from the rating you would have lost anyway if you played it out. But the first person who leaves gets the loss penalty, so like minus score or skill rating, and then they also get like you can't queue again for XYZ amount of time if you're the first person on your team to leave. If you're the second person on your team to leave or the fifth, then you get the lost rating, but that's it. You don't get any other penalty. So if your whole team does quit on you, you're not going to get, they're not going to try and force you to play out the game and then like not let you queue again for leaving early. It's just if you're the first mover, you get the cooldown penalty, which is how they should do it. Because yeah, like why are you going to make me play out a 5v3? Like, I'm just leaving. Don't penalize me for this. This game is unwinnable.
The issue with only the first person, though, is what if it's like a 3-stack and then they all want to leave? So it's like only one of them will get penalized for that when all 3 of them griefed and fucked over the team. They should all get penalized for that. So I don't know. There's pros and cons to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's no way around that, though. I don't know. But either way, whatever. This is a good start. I agree with you. I can't believe this was not the first fucking thing you thought of. So you just couldn't lose rank. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. So
I guess so, yeah. But, you know, they did take care of that quickly, so that's good. Treyarch has done more to Sledgehammer's ranked mode in the last 2 weeks than Sledgehammer has done since their video game launched in terms of actual changes. So that's cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's another patch today that Sledgehammer put out, by the way. Guess what the patch was? Fixing the mistake from the last patch when people bought CDL bundles and it gave them the wrong bundle. They fixed that. Another Sledgehammer classic patch fixing their last patch. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yep. Good old
I don't think they'll ever design a game again, honestly. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll ever be a lead dev again.
They really fucked up with World War II.
I don't think they will. Yeah, they did the opposite with this one. Great launch, and then they've done nothing to the game since. So it feels exactly how the game did the hour it came out.
Yep.
They just did opposite. They put all their work into before and then nothing post-launch.
They went to Cancun. Yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone figured out the 2-shot guns that still aren't fixed. Shotguns are still broken. Everyone still runs riot shield. It's the same game, literally, as the first hour I played it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that's fun and exciting.
Yep. Now, on to news and upcoming changes. We have some things to talk about, to discuss here. Tanner, what's our first little item? This
yeah, so if you guys remember, a few weeks back we had talked about CDL casters, Maven and Merc. Kind of when the CDL kickoff event was going on, they were like, yo, I know the first event's in 2 days. We don't know what's going on. We haven't been offered contracts. They haven't talked to us. We've been casting the CDL for 10 years. Not sure what's going on. We're out of the loop. Sorry, the CDL's dog shit. So they finally announced today. Maven said, Joe and I will be back for all CDL majors and champs. Excited to be back. This is my home, blah, blah. Thanks for the fans for the support all the way on. So yeah, this is big if you watch CDL. They're definitely the most well-liked and respected casters and just the most well-known in general in the whole league. So that's huge for the CDL. I don't think people hate the other casters. It's just, it's like, these have been the two biggest ones for years. So yeah, they have their following and their fan base. So that's good. The CDL decided to bring them back.
I like Maven.
They're
a cool guy.
Both of them, both of them stream often. They're pretty funny. They're cool. I also enjoy them.
Yeah. There's also something
CDL fans should be happy.
Yeah, for sure. There's also something to like synergy between two casters. Like they've been doing it together. Like, you know, so they know each other's like tempo and all that. So that's cool. So yeah,
they're a little duo. Yep.
They figured it the fuck out.
Yes.
Not much else to say.
Yeah. Moving on here. There's an article here from Charlie Intel. So there's a new mode that was in Vanguard. I don't know if it's still a mode right now, but it was in like last week, a few days ago, called Overclocked Tactical. Now we'll start there. Have you even heard of this?
No.
Got it. Not. So I saw very few people talking about this, but I did see a couple people mention it on Twitter, and I did not know it existed. Sledgehammer, to my knowledge, never marketed it, never talked about it. Maybe they just said, oh, here's the playlist, smile, didn't talk about it. So here's what this mode is.
Whoa.
6v6, tactical pacing, no kill streak, and they increase the player health to 150, meaning about an extra 1 to 3 bolts to kill everyone. Did not talk about it ever. They didn't tell us what this was. So I had no fucking clue. Exclusive Ace did some testing on it and found he liked the game mode. The average AR time to kill in this mode was like about 380 milliseconds, whereas in core Vanguard Royale, that was essentially 250.
That's
so
a lot.
250 up to 380 milliseconds average time to kill. Huge difference. This is odd to even do as an LTM. It like almost makes you think that they were considering this, like changing the whole game to this, but I just can't see that happening at this point. I think the game's too far gone. Everyone already lost interest that would have been interested to see this change. Yeah. So this is crazy though, that just there was no talk about this. I didn't even know. I didn't know. Either. I haven't been playing Vanguard. Sorry guys. I'm just bored of it. There's nothing new. No content. I'm waiting for hopefully Ground War to come this season. But this is just nuts that this has been in the game and just no one is playing it. And I also saw some other stuff. Apparently the CDL had tested this and was gonna possibly adopt this health pool, but they found issues during testing in that snipers were getting a bunch of hit markers because they're already weak.
Yeah.
It was making grenades useless, which is weird that they even complain about that, because what they complain about now is no trophy system from grenades. So it's like, don't you almost want grenades to be useless? I don't get it. But so they didn't like that. And then it made... What was the other thing? I feel like there was one more thing. I don't know. But they liked the time to kill, but they didn't like everything else that went along with it. So they didn't end up adopting this. I don't think it would have been stems, but yeah. So that's cool. This has been a game mode in there. I haven't played it. This is like best case scenario. This is like best case like game mode for Vanguard, I think. And it's just they didn't talk about it at all. They could have made a fucking blog post about something, some tweets with some images saying, "Oh, here's this game mode. Try this out." Nothing. We didn't hear shit about it.
Yeah, that is so weird. Yeah, this does.
I mean, they obviously announced at some point, but there wasn't enough info for us to care about, so we just kind of skimmed over it and ignored it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ace made a video about it a couple days ago, and yeah, this sounds really cool.
That does sound cool. I would really enjoy that.
I'm surprised you hadn't been playing it, because you've been playing quite a bit of Vanguard, actually.
Yeah, I was leveling the new guns, but once I got them leveled, I just kind of stopped. I don't look through the playlists anymore, though. Maybe I should be again, the quick play filter or whatever. But yeah, this sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, it's weird they're doing it here and in Vanguard Royale. It makes you think what the time to kill is going to be in MW 2. Because
I don't know.
One of the things we talk about a lot is the faster the time to kill, the smaller the skill gap. So it helps lower than average players more than it hurts them, which is true. But also, if you are some 40-year-old guy with a 60 hertz, 60 frames refresh rate, and the time to kill is sub 300 milliseconds, you might just die before you even know the guy is there, over and over. And then and then you're not going to play anymore, and you're not going to buy bundles. So even if that is on the whole better for worse players, it might be so demoralizing dying that fast that they're like thinking about slowing the time to kill again in general, or maybe for the future, in general in the future. And that would be really nice to see. I like this trend that we're seeing this week. And hopefully in MW 2, the time to kill is slower in general than in Vanguard. Because that is really Vanguard's, I think, besides lack of like updates and new content, I think the biggest weakness of Vanguard is just the time to kill is so fucking fast. And that's what makes not really gunfights. Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes shotguns so good. Because what if shotguns are like a 2-shot kill unless you're at 2 meters now? Then shotguns are a lot less of a problem too. Mm-hmm. And that would also contribute to the game being way more fun. So hopefully this is, again, kind of a testing ground for future COD titles. And that would be great. because I would love a slower time to kill, especially in multiplayer compared to fucking Vanguard right now.
Oh, for really sure.
Fast. Yeah.
Definitely in multiplayer, it needs to be slower time to kill. Yeah. In Warzone, though, it's really benefiting lower skilled players and the time to kill is lower. And they definitely know that.
Of course. Yeah.
That's what I would worry about them increasing the health an extra 50 in regular BR is dog shit players will not have as much fun. Absolutely. They just won't. They're going to lose a lot more gunfights that they otherwise would have won by just sitting in a corner or something. And that's the biggest percentage of Activision's moneymaker. That's the highest percentage of players. So that wouldn't be a good thing. You always hear people talking about increasing this, but that's because the people talking about this are, the people you follow on Twitter, the Warzone pros. You don't ever hear from any of the dog shit casuals. I'm sure there are way more people that play Warzone that do not want the time to kill slowed down than there are people that want the time to kill slowed down.
Yeah, that's probably true. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. That's why I was saying the only thing Activision cares about is making the average player have more fun. So it is possible, again, that even though it would be worse for the average player to have a slower time to kill, they might acknowledge that. Activision might be like, yeah, that's true, but it's not going to feel as bad when they die because it's not happening in one frame. So it's still going to be... We're still going to retain more average players this way, even if they're going to overall perform worse. That's the only reasoning I could see for them wanting to do this, because they don't want to increase the skill gap. Yeah, of course not. That like we've talked about. So there has to be some reason, and that's the only one I can really think of, is that they're getting a lot of feedback that players are rage quitting because they get fucking one framed because by a better player or a 17-year-old with faster reaction time than them. And then they just quit. And if they died slower, they might feel like they could have done something. And then even though they're going to die anyway, they might queue up for another game and they otherwise wouldn't. That's my guess, but I don't really know. But I absolutely have experienced the frustration in multiplayer specifically of just dying before you register in your dumb brain that there was even a guy there. Oh, cool, I'm dead. Just no opportunity to interact with the game in that case. Yeah. So either way, I'm happy. If it's an omen for things to come. But as far as like, yeah, there's some LTM that's fun now. It's like, let's make it the core game though. Yeah. So anyway, that's that.
Exactly. So that's cool. Moving on here. This is just a little tweet I wanted to go over here. Noobs, one of the Warzone pros, tweeted out a few days ago. Is it just me or is money just non-existent in Caldera now? Absolutely. This is the first person, besides you and I, that I've seen mention how there's no more money in regular BR. I don't see how this is the first one I've seen. Glad somebody finally noticed it. Because there's absolutely less than there was before. Even when they said they didn't make any changes, I believe is what it was. So I hope more people start saying this, because of course, the more of these people that complain. Swag makes one tweet and says, holy shit, there's no money in BR anymore. What's going on? Raven will have more money in the game the next morning. So that's what we need. So I'm glad to see at least one of the pros mentioning it. Because there needs to be a decent increase in cash across regular BR. Not a ton. Doesn't need to be much. But just a small increase, because it's taking, way too long to get your loadout most of the time. Still,
it really is.
Which kind of defeated that whole loadout revert. So
I actually want to find this tweet and see what the community feedback on it was.
Did you find it yet?
Yeah, I found it. Yeah, some people agreeing in the comments here. Yeah, I mean, everyone's agreeing with him who's replying. It's even worse in solos. I can only fucking imagine. 150 people looting every inch of the map. Yeah. But unfortunately, this tweet just did not get that much traction. I mean, 500 likes is a lot, but there's Dr. Disrespect can, pull more than that. But anyway.
One of these, yeah. They are trolling us. We can buy a loadout fast now, but there's no money, so it still takes plus 5 minutes to get it if you don't complete a contract. Exactly. That's what we've been saying for a couple weeks now. Yeah.
So hopefully more fucking people get on this, you know. It only has 4 retweets. Like, just swag. Just go retweet it. Yeah. And then tomorrow we'll have infinite money. So, anyway, yeah. And then what is this next point here, Tanner?
Last thing here, just a small little leak from Ralph's Valve, one of the big leakers in the community. He tweeted out, despite plans for revising Modern Warfare 2's skill-based matchmaking system, disbanding lobbies are supposedly here to stay for all future premium Call of Duty titles. Yeah, pretty straightforward. The only thing that kind of surprised me is the way he worded this. I mean, obviously made it sound like they were considering keeping lobbies together for MW 2022, but I mean, we haven't had that now for the last 3 titles, so it's not, you know, it's not surprising that the same thing is going to happen again. That'll just always be the case from now on.
Yeah, I just thought that was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, we had, you know, it was a big stink when Modern Warfare came out, Modern Warfare 2019, and then once Cold War started coming out again, the topic came up again. We didn't get it in Cold War, and then by the end of Cold War and Vanguard was coming out, everyone was done talking about it because it's just pretty obvious that's not coming back. So nothing shocking there. Your lobbies will never stay together again. I do feel, I've kind of always felt on Vanguard, maybe it's because the less people are playing it, but it does seem like you see more of the same people. Like for 3 or 4 games in a row, you'll see like a couple names, but it's probably because there's 1,000 people worldwide playing Vanguard. And then also the lobby still isn't staying together. You're technically re-queuing, you just get re-queued with them. It, like, you know, back the last game that had it was BO4, where your lobby, the game would be over, your whole lobby menu would still be there. You'd be in the exact same group unless people left, and then it'll just essentially re-queue when there's enough people to start again. So that's just absolutely never coming back.
Yeah, that is obviously a foregone conclusion. Yeah, like you will see now in Vanguard the same people pretty often, and even on launch too, because skill-based matchmaking can be stricter when there are a ton of people playing. So you'll still see a lot of the same people, but it is different than lobbies staying together because everyone's talking shit in the pre-game lobby and the post-game lobby, whatever. The map voting, vote slums, vote slums, vote slums, vote slums. You don't get that anymore. And that's part of the premium Call of Duty experience that is never coming back. Yeah. So that doesn't surprise me. First of all, actually, have you heard of this Ralph's Valve guy?
Oh, yeah.
Is he credible?
Well, none of them are credible, no.
Okay. On a scale of to Tom Henderson, where is Ralph's Valve?
At the top for sure.
Okay.
He's one of the ones that also tweets like cryptic dog shit though.
Cringe.
Like he had last week tweeted out, I think we may have talked about this a little bit on that on the Zombies Patreon app we did. I think I brought this up, but like last week he had tweeted out, he just said 2023 and then he did a little emote or a little emoji of someone that looks like a zombie. So that's supposedly him hinting at some sort of zombies thing coming next year. You know, like one of the other modes that we're supposedly getting when we don't get a premium title. But, you know, he doesn't say a whole lot besides that. Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay. So I had looked more into this tweet. So again, despite plans for revising MW2's SBMM system, blah, blah, blah. When he went into more detail in the replies, because some people were asking, what do you mean a revision to the SBMM system? He was saying they are planning to make it less strict and they don't want it to feel like they are punishing players for being good. So if SBMM is being revised, then according to Ralph's Valve, it will be in a way that makes it less strict, which would be better for higher skilled players because they wouldn't always be in demon lobbies only. That is the revision that he's referring to. Not making it more strict, actually making it less strict, which is somewhat surprising And we'll have to obviously wait and see. I would like to see more details, but also this is almost an unfalsifiable claim, because whether or not they change how SBMM works for MW2, Activision's not going to say a goddamn word about it. So we'll never really know. Either they are going to make it less strict for MW2, or they're not, and we're not going to be able to tell or notice because they're not going to say anything about it. Unless it's fucking way less strict, which I just don't see happening. So, if they do it, that would be cool, but we won't know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we won't ever know.
I don't know. With that said, I am at least glad people aren't saying they plan to make SBMM more strict for MW2. At least that hasn't been leaked yet. So I'll take it, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. But, a revision to SBMM is not going to make that much of a difference, I don't think.
Yeah, I see one of these replies he's talking about. Demonware has had this particular system in R&D for a few years now. They're certainly against the idea of disciplining the better margin players. Well, they're not, because they've been doing it for years now.
Yeah.
And I don't see how Demonware's had this particular system in R&D for a few years now. Huh? That makes it sound like it's an entirely new system. I doubt that's how it works. They probably would just make changes to how the current skill-based matchmaking system works. So who knows? You can't really trust what any of these things say. He's also one of them saying that, of course, that MW 2022 looks like the best Call of Duty of all time. They all said that about MW 19 until people started actually playing it,
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Well, most people still do think that.
More than Cold War and Vanguard, at least, for sure.
Somehow.
Yeah, and it also, we're only pretty much probably 2.5 months away from the trailer of the next title. It's crazy to think it's already been that fast, because I just was reminded of that in one of his replies here. People were like, dude, can you drop gameplay for MW 2022? He's like, just wait. It'll be in May. It's just around the corner. Just hold out. So that will be exciting to see.
It will be exciting.
That time of the year, must be March. The Call of Duty community already talking about the next game.
I know. Yep. We're already fucking sick of Vanguard. Yeah. I'm really excited for MW too, honestly.
But a 2-year life cycle would be great, right? No one will be bored and want a new game by March, right?
Yep.
Just
smile.
That's what we talked about. You guys aren't going to end up liking it, believe me.
Yeah. So we shall see indeed. All right, Tanner.
Imagine just MW wasn't coming out this year and you had to play Vanguard until next November. How happy would you be about the 2-year life cycle?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Or Cold
Don't forget, they've had plenty of time to make changes to Vanguard. What have they done? Absolutely nothing. But they're going to do more when they have a 2-year life cycle. You're fucking stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah. Either way. Well, we will, as always, keep you guys posted. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We hope you enjoyed. Longer podcast than I expected to have today. Still not the longest we've ever done, but some things to talk about. So, reminder, no episode Saturday. This is our only episode this week. We'll be back next week on Thursday. And if you are experiencing withdrawals in the meantime, you can listen to our bonus episodes, our considerable amount of bonus episodes at patreon.com/thedropshot. 7 bonus episodes a month, monthly hangouts, and more. That is the best way to support the show. And if you want more content, joining the Patreon is the fastest, easiest way to do it. And it's the most helpful for us because it is, once again, the best way to support the show. Patreon.com/thedropshot. No episode Saturday because we're doing the tournament, the Dropshot Invitational number 4. We will be commentating it live at thedropshot.com/live. Be sure to catch us there, 1 p.m. Pacific time, March 5th, Saturday. Very exciting tournament. We're very much looking forward to it. A lot of money on the line. And it's going to be a great time, and it's going to be really action-packed because it is, in fact, Mini Royale. Boys and girls, that is it. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.